Hello, welcome back to Becoming Better Together. I am your host, Brie. Let's get started. Before we do that though, let me thank you personally for being here, because it does take a very special person to want to fill their life with mindset, with business tips, with personal development. You are a unicorn person, and I truly, truly am grateful that you are here with us on this journey so we can become better together. Let's begin. Today I want to talk about hope. And I've been doing a lot of self-reflection, and people keep asking me, like, what was that day that you woke up? What was the moment that triggered something different, so that I started looking through a different lens, so that I started to understand mindset, that I got into personal development? What happened? And I've been doing the self-reflection to go back and take myself back, one, to see my own progress. And this is something that everybody needs to do. I will continue to talk about this. Go back mentally and put yourself where you used to be and see your progress and have those check-ins, have those little wins for yourself. Even if sometimes you don't feel like you're that much different than you were a year ago. If you are actively trying to change things, I promise you're changing. I promise you are changing. And we just don't see it enough. We get in that, oh, I'm not as far as I should be or could be. Maybe you're in your wonderful midlife crisis and you think you should be a lot further, and oh, I wish I would have done this when I was 30 and now I'm 55, and none of that matters. None of that matters. The fact that you are here and you are making progress, you are special and different, and you will continue to grow and flourish, and the game is not over. Thank you for being here as a player and stepping on the field each and every single day. So anyways, we go back and we don't give ourselves enough credit. So I started to go back and see really where I've made some progress, because it matters. And I realized there's a huge difference in how I view the world now, what drives me forward, and it's hope. I didn't have hope for a long time. And it sounds kind of dark and dreadful and dreary, but it's true. I didn't really know what I was hoping for. I didn't have much to hope for. There were things that I wanted, but the stories I told myself at the time, you've probably been here too, who am I to deserve freedom? Who am I to deserve to travel the world? Who am I to have a flourishing business based on me as a human being and not whatever the industry wants? Who am I to have this? I didn't think it existed. I didn't have hope for it. So I never went after those things. And I went after what I was told was normal so that I would fit in. Go to college, go to a good college, go get a good job, maybe go to grad school so you can make more money, because to me, people that made money are people that went to grad school and got educated in a way that they learned more than other people, so they had more value and service to the world. That was the linear timeline and reality that I lived in for so long. When I didn't go to grad school, I originally wanted to. I was going to be first. There were a lot of paths for me, and that was part of it too. I was confused. I really didn't know who I was or what I wanted for a long time. And because of that, I didn't have a North Star to see myself making progress towards. I didn't have a vision. I didn't have that. I knew that I wanted to make decent money. I knew that I could help people in some way. And for a while, it was in finance. And I liked it because I started to see a little bit of progress towards that life, right? I had a great job. I made decent money. I helped people, but it still wasn't a true North Star. And I really didn't know what to hope for, because I was like, I kind of arrived there and it was good enough. And to me, I didn't know that we were supposed to or could create something better than that. I kind of felt like I was lucky already, and that was enough, but it wasn't. It wasn't for me, the true me, our true selves, that our beliefs and our stories, we cover up truly the person that we can be with a lot of fear, with a lot of insecurity, with a lot of, well, this is good enough. And we accept it. We accept being complacent. We accept mediocrity. And I did that. And it made me numb. It made me a little crazy. It made me sad. It made me depressed. And I didn't have hope for a long time. Then things changed. Then I got myself, the universe kind of hit me across the face. I got myself into a place where I needed hope, because I was in a pretty dark place mentally. We don't talk about this enough. And so this can be my platform. You can get out of that if you're in it right now. If this is where you have been for a long time, hope is not lost. And hope can make all the difference when you just make the active choice to decide, hey, I don't like this anymore. And I know that I can do something about it, and I'm going to try. You don't have to have the perfect plan. You don't have to have the perfect recipe out of where you're at right now. It doesn't all have to make sense. But having hope that you can change things and that tomorrow can be different than today, that can make all the difference in the world. And that's what I needed. So a couple things have really brought hope back into my life. One of them is my favorite show in the whole world. And they joke about it in a way that I want to turn your thoughts around. Because for a while too, I thought hope was silly. Oh, who would hope for I was a realist, remember? I was a realist. Ooh, great. Hope was silly to me. I didn't know what to hope for. I thought that was for the weak, for the people that dreamed, for the people that were just not grounded in reality. Oh, be hopeful, but that won't really get you anywhere, is the kind of the mentality I had. Like, why have it? And so my favorite show actually is Ted Lasso on Apple TV. If you guys haven't seen this, it is one of the best shows when it comes to character development, understanding people's true personality, seeing people grow, seeing people change. Basically, the concept is Jason Sudeikis is in this. It's great. He was an American football coach in the NFL, or maybe he was a college football coach. I don't know. And then he becomes a soccer coach over in the UK. So he moves to England because his family's going through a tough time. He moves over there. He becomes the soccer coach, doesn't know a damn thing about the game. So it's hilarious. And so these characters take in this stranger as their coach who doesn't know anything. And he teaches them all of these amazing life lessons. It is truly one of the most stunning, outstanding shows when it comes to human connection and character development. Go watch it if you haven't. There's a ton of mindset lessons in there if you go look for them. It's incredible. Anyways, one thing that they say is when they get hopeful about this team doing well. Obviously, an American football coach that comes in to teach or to coach soccer, there's some trials and tribulations that they go through as a team. And so one of the things that they say over and over when they get their hopes up, it's the hope that kills you. Because sometimes they lose. They lose a lot. But they get hopeful and then it gets taken out of them. And they get deflated and defeated. And I bet you've been there before too. I have been there before, and that's why I gave up hope. Because why get my hopes up if it's not going to happen anyways? We don't want to set ourselves up for disappointment, right? Why start the business? Because what if it fails? That's a horrible lens to look through, but I looked through it for a long time. Why put myself out there? Why would I hope for something when I know, me the realist, I know how it's going to go, and it's not going to go my way, so why try anyways? Have you been here? Have you been here recently? And are you still using, I don't want to hope for things that I know aren't going to happen because I don't want to upset myself. I don't want to set myself up for defeat. Are you using your lack of hope as a defense mechanism? I was. Because I didn't want to go down in the pits further when I would disappoint myself. But it isn't the hope that kills you. It's the hope that makes you feel alive. It's the hope that gives you a sense of progress. It's the hope that actually moves you forward. And so where are you placing your hope? Do you have a vision of the future? Do you have something that you're hoping for, even if it seems like fantasy, even if you have no idea how you're going to get it? Do you have things that you still want and you are ready to say, okay, but I'm going to at least try and I'm going to move myself towards that, even if I don't know what I'm doing? This was me when I started my business. This is a lot of hope, maybe you. When you started your business, we don't know what we're doing sometimes. There's never a day that suddenly you're like, I'm officially ready for this. I know everything. No, you kind of go with like, I know what I know, and I hope it works out. That's how I started the business, and it did. But the difference is I wasn't using my fear of disappointing myself as protection and armor anymore to keep myself stuck. Hope saved me. Hope can save everything. There's a wonderful and a little gruesome experiment from the 50s that really brings this full circle, because a scientist, it's the Richter Experiment, if you want to look this up. It's kind of dark, but the scientist, I can't think of his first name, his last name was Richter, in the 50s, wanted to study hope and why rats, of all things, would either give up or continue on. And so what he did, again, is a little gruesome, so sorry, but in the 50s is how we studied things. He had domesticated rats and he had wild rats. And what he would do is he would actually put them in a jar of water and let them swim and see how long it would take for them to give up and drown. A little dark. The domesticated rats, most of them would swim for a long time, and then they eventually would give up and drown. The wild rats almost instantly would just give up and drown. And so he was like, why is this happening? So then he was like, let me change this experiment up. He did this again, except he made one crucial change where he would put the rats in the water. After about a minute, he would then take them back out and hold them, giving them hope. And then he would put them back in, and something miraculous happened. Something amazing happened. The rats would swim continuously because they had a reason to. They knew that maybe he's going to take me back out. And they would swim for hours and sometimes days. Holy cow. It went from rats in a few minutes being like, why try? I don't have anything on the other side. I'm thinking for rats now. I get that this is weird. I don't know if they really thought this, but they didn't have hope. So why go through the struggle? Why keep swimming? And they would drown. And that's unfortunate, but when they got that taste of, wait, the scientist is going to hold me, I just need to make it long enough that he takes me out again. I just need to fight. I need to swim, and I'm going to live. Hope saved them. Hope can save you too. Hope saved me. So my question, this is what I want you to take away and what I want you to really consider. Take a few minutes to journal. What are you placing your hope in right now? What are you actually hoping for yourself? And what is your belief about hope? Are you in the Ted Lasso version of it's the hope that kills you? It's the hope that just sets you up for disappointment and failure and struggle? Or are you looking through the lens, and that's the whole point of mindset. We get to choose how we believe and focus on things. Are you looking through that lens that hope saves you? It gives you a reason to keep going through the bad times. It gives you a reason to keep swimming, because you just need to make it to that next sale, that next benchmark goal, that next person you need to talk to, and everything will change. It's the hope that can save you. And I truly believe that, and I know it to be true now. I've seen it in me. And again, this is why we go back on our own journeys so that we can see progress. And it keeps the hope alive. Please do this for yourself today. Get really clear. What are you hopeful for? And again, what do you truly believe about that? Because if you need to switch your lens, now you're awake to it. Now it's possible for you to do so. The hope does not need to kill you. Let the hope be the reason you keep swimming, that you don't give up on your dreams, that you keep moving yourself forward, and you have that North Star to keep making progress towards. People like progress. Progress equals happiness. When you feel like you don't know what you're going towards, you have no vision for the future, you have no focus, you have no goals. That was me in the very sad, depressed, numb, anxious, self-destructive version. I don't want to go back there, and I don't think I ever will. I know I never will, because I've discovered these things that keep moving me forward. I can do this. So can you. Get clear on what you're hoping for. Keep it alive. Love it. Don't give up on it. You always have a reason to keep swimming. That's what I got for you today. Thank you for joining me as always. I look forward to the next one.